Hi there, you're listening to Unnatural Selection, the show about newsy type stuff and things. My name is George.
My name is Tom.
And my name is Adam.
And with our powers combined, we are Unnatural Selection. Make sure you visit us at our salubrious home on the web, unnaturalshow.com. It's a podcast about the news that, when all else fails, turns to comedy as a last resort.
And
It's the last resort, is it? It's been my first resort this entire time. What have you guys been doing?
What?
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Shit.
The first order of the show is to just tell the news. Is that
Well,
what
it's a podcast about the news,
Yep.
and
I love we're having this conversation 16 years in.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
important that we nut
What?
this out.
Really?
What
it was
are
get the
we?
threads.
What are we?
What are
If you were
we?
to ask what the
Do you love me?
the mission vision what?
Huh? I'm just saying, like, what are we? Like, what are we? We've been doing this for like 16 years. When are
I
you going to
think
commit?
we provide upward mobility and drive shareholder value
Yeah.
Through synergistic
in-
solutions,
Yeah.
through generative AI.
Yeah, we are.
And I'm just getting a notification. We've been valued at $1 billion.
Yes.
Nice. Netflix can buy us instead of Letterboxd, but that's a story for another day.
I don't know what Letterbox is, and I don't care. Mitch McConnell is probably dead. Top story.
Is
So,
it him probably being dead, or is it that Lindsey Graham?
well, Lindsey
actually
Graham is
died?
definitely dead.
I was
so we
going to
learned that
say,
today.
should we jump into that? It's like, yes, top story. Mitch McConnell's probably dead is superseding the story that Lindsey Graham is actually dead.
Lindsey
as
Graham.
of, like a few hours ago.
Lindsey Graham actually dead. God needed a closet warhawk. And for some reason, we're just getting a call from Lindsay. Apparently, it's really hot and unpleasant here in heaven. I don't know what's going on.
Who is Lindsey Graham? For those who don't know,
Lindsey Graham was a US senator who passed away after a brief and sudden illness, aged 71. And he was very famously a Trump ally, particularly with regards to bombing brown people. Lindsey Graham really enjoyed dropping bombs on people. Nothing gets Lindsey Graham hard like dropping bombs on browns. So
I think the politically correct way is to say that he was hawkish.
hawkish with regards to murdering innocent brown people. The South Carolina lawmaker passed away after a brief and sudden illness. His office posted. NBC News said emergency personnel had responded to a call about a cardiac arrest at his Capitol Hill home on Saturday night. Shortly after his death was announced, Mr. Trump called Graham one of the greatest people and senators I have known and a hardworking patriot. So, and Donald Trump should know because he's mixed with the likes of notorious pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. So he knows a lot of great guys. So to get that, sort of post-mortem endorsement from Trump really means something.
And an
I'm
amazing.
surprised. Sorry, you go, Tom.
Oh, I was going to say an amazing turnaround given how vocally critical of Trump Lindsey Graham was prior to the 2016 election.
Well,
so, like so many of
in
them,
brief
right?
moments.
So many
Yeah.
of them were like, oh, no, this guy's shit. We don't stand for this. Ah, crap. No, what do you mean? No, I never said he was shit. What are you talking about? Woo, Trump forever.
The joke I had was Tom and I were both on the same wavelength with a different phrasing, but I was like, I'm kind of surprised he died because he could do an amazing backflip, like just a full.
It's
180.
fantastic physical health.
Yeah, just like this guy could have gone to the Olympics.
Nobody can
at his
backflip like
advanced
Lindsey
age.
Graham.
No.
They said it was a brief and sudden illness. It's pretty brief and very sudden if the illness is a backflip that ended up face planting the now concrete White House Rose Garden.
That would be a very brief and sudden illness if that were the case. Huge.
Maybe
if
he
true.
tried to do he's already backflipped once. Maybe he tried to do another backflip to go back to like an adversarial backflip, and then he just couldn't land it. Like it's just one backflip too many, and unfortunately,
That's a shame. He will be missed by someone, I presume. Mitch McConnell.
Well, imagine all the people on Grindr whenever the RNC's in town.
Famously rumored to be.
Has anyone checked on Grindr in the last couple of hours? Are they okay? Do they need flowers?
Vale Lindsey Graham on Grindr. It's the homepage. Yeah, rumored to be a closeted homosexual and ardent family first Republican. So I'm sure, God rest his soul if ever it is located. Speaking of soulless cretins, Mitch McConnell may also be dead. It shouldn't be a difficult question to answer as to whether a Tennessee senator is alive or dead, and yet it is not clear whether that is the case. So on the 14th of June, the 84-year-old senator and permanent buffing avatar, Mitch McConnell, was hospitalized for a medical event. According to a video and eyewitness account, McConnell was loaded into an ambulance on a stretcher after a possible cardiac arrest at his home. It really does seem like the gerontocracy is really catching up with America at the moment. It's all of your, sort of... reptilian evil leaders experiencing mysterious cardiac arrests. I mean, just because they're in their 70s and 80s doesn't mean they should suddenly drop dead because of health issues, surely. But apparently that is the case. McConnell has famously experienced a number of medical events on camera in recent years, as we've noted. And there was that famous those famous
a charitable read
buffering
he
events
froze.
where he literally froze on camera for 20 to 30 seconds. That's happened a number of times. He was also famously fell over on the stairs and things like that. So definitely a man, 84-year-old man in the peak of physical and mental acuity, and should be legislating, lots of different important things for the future of the American public. But so they said that some paramedics attended his home. The CPR was performed. He was taken to a hospital, and since the 14th of June, he has not been cited in public.
A month.
So we all agree, like everyone agrees on those initial things. He, obviously had some sort of cardiac issue. He's gone to hospital, probably been resuscitated. It's what happens next that everyone's got different.
And now all of his staff is like, he's fine. Everything's great. He's so good.
So great. Spoke to him just now. We played pickleball. He's awesome.
He was doing a backflip over Lindsey Graham. And I'm just getting where. Mitch. What's that, Mitch? Oh yeah. Okay. No, I'll tell him. Yeah, and Mitch says he's doing fine, and everything's great. So he had a reportedly, according to Majority Leader John Thune's representative, he claimed he'd spoke to Mitch the previous day, and they had, quote, a lengthy and substantive conversation that covered a variety of topics, including national security. Senate Republican Whip John Barrasso and political commentator Scott Jennings have also said they had 20-minute phone calls with Mitch McConnell on those same topics.
Not a minute more.
So these people have said they've had 20-minute phone conversations, but Trump
it is
ally,
weird to say
right,
we've all had 20-minute phone conversations that talk about
specific.
Him holding up today's newspaper. It does seem a little suspicious.
Yeah, we've all
Mitch,
had a
what day
chat.
is it?
We've all had a chat with Mitch around a variety of topics. What day of the week is it? Who is the president?
I believe it's Ronald Reagan. I hate to tell you, Mitch, it's actually Donald Trump. Oh, the guy from Home Alone 2? Yes, the very same, Mitch. Oh. That's what sent him over the edge.
Mitch McConnell has seen Home Alone 2.
Well, he was a big fan of Home Alone 1. I don't know if he was. I made that up. But you can't defame someone who's dead, so I should be fine.
So
Mitch
Trump
McConnell's wife. Hang on.
Well,
Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, also had a nice 20-minute chat with her husband.
Yeah,
exactly 20 minutes because 20
is it
minutes,
like the phone plan runs out after 20 minutes?
He had 80 minutes and he had to get 4 phone calls in. So. In a statement issued on Tuesday, quote, she said the senator's health did not warrant an immediate return to the US. Yeah, because he's fucking dead.
Well, and also she
you
had
don't need
left
to
the
rush.
country. She had left the country 2 days before it happened to go to China.
Suspicious?
It's just like, I don't know, you haven't come back to the country after your husband needed a month in hospital?
Nah, we'll be fine.
So despite all of this, all this evidence, these 20-minute phone
circumstantial evidence, admittedly, but it definitely doesn't. He hasn't done a video, like a quick little cameo, being like, "Oh, hey, it's Mitch McConnell. I'm not brain dead." He hasn't done anything like that.
Smash that like button.
Anyway, but
like and subscribe.
So, far right influencer Trump ally Laura Loomer made a claim on Twitter
I hate it when I agree with Looney Loomer about something. I hate it.
She reckons that McConnell is officially brain dead. Desiree Townsend,
wasn't he
who apparently
always?
is an independent journalist, reckons that she's heard the same thing from her sources, that they're just sort of waiting for him to be taken off life support.
Yeah.
And then there's this sort of, and then basically
One final filibuster. Let's do it, Mitch. Let's fucking go. One final filibuster to fuck the Dems. Let's do it, Mitch.
And then the other thing that's got the sort of conspiracy brains going is that because the midterms are coming up in November.
Yeah.
And he's already going to retire.
Yeah,
he's
he said
already
that.
slated. But like what they don't want to do is trigger like a by-election.
A special election now. Yeah.
They want to wait to the midterms. So they're like if their plan is honestly, let's make him hold on. Let's keep his body
Just hang on, Mitch.
technically alive until November.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong
Surely
with
they couldn't do that. No,
these
that's
politicians.
too much,
They
man.
kept Dianne Feinstein holding on for a good 6 months, and that woman was melting by the end. She was in her 90s, bro. So I would not put it past Mitch McConnell's staff to say, well, let's just give him, maybe he'll get better, he might be brain dead, but something might kickstart this old fucking Kentucky shitbag back to life. You never know.
I mean, given all the like lengthy freezing in the middle of press conferences and stuff that they have still pushed along with him, I wouldn't put it past them to weekend at Bernie's this shit.
Yeah.
Like, just to puppeteer him up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
hey,
like
Senator,
fucking- they push
were
so
you
much stuff
talking
under
about
the rug.
XYZ? They whisper into a man who's clearly having the stroke's ear. Like, yeah, I would not put it past them at all to keep this fucking thing going.
The joke in the group chat before this show was that George posted this up. No, was it George? Tom? One of you two posted it up.
Yeah.
No, about Lindsey Graham. That's right.
Yeah.
And then you made the comment, Tom. How did this guy die? How did Mitch McConnell outlive this guy? And I was like, well, Mitch McConnell's been, without seeing any of this, without knowing this was a thing. I had no idea this had happened. I was like, well, Mitch McConnell has been an android, replaced by an android lookalike years ago. And then the fact that he has all these brain fades is actually him just like not syncing back to the server.
That's what it is. It's a buffering issue, like we said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Latency's
this
a
is
hell
what
of a-
But
happens
like,
when this is
I
what
made that
happens when you
joke
play in
without
pod.
knowing that you had this story in the rundown.
Yeah.
And I checked it like half an hour later, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, Adam. He's been in the shop for repairs for a month. I
can't
just
believe that.
it is just, I know we've said this probably every damn week for
Why is
the
his
past
wife in
decade,
China?
which is this, like, just how crazy everything that's going on, particularly in American politics, is. But the fact that it has been a constant question for a month: is the Senate Majority Leader alive?
Yeah, that's right. He's the Senate majority. He's not even just like a random backbencher anymore. He's like still in a leadership position.
I don't
He
know
is still
about
the
that.
Senate Majority Leader, isn't he?
Kentucky, I don't actually know about that. I would do
Oh,
a
have
quick
they
Google
moved
on
him
that.
down? I thought he was.
I think he might be in like an emeritus status now because, he's brain dead. So
Right, because I thought he was still the big guy, the big kahuna, and that's why it was even more crazy. It's like isn't he meant to be leading the Republicans in the Senate?
They do call him Leader McConnell, I think, in interviews.
Oh, you could be right. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah,
Let's
because
do it.
I know
Quick
Chuck
Google, quick
Schumer's
Google.
I thought is the Senate minority leader, like he's the Democrat leader in the Senate. So I
Oh,
thought,
serving no. No, fuck me, dude.
well, I mean, we're in the
Till
middle of the show.
2025, he was the Senate.
So maybe it's just like they just
Senate
refer to
leader.
him out of respect, maybe.
Or maybe they just haven't updated the Wikipedia page because they thought he'd be dead by now. Yeah.
They got the newsreels have had the package like ready to go.
Well, they've had the
Yeah.
package ready to go since
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
2015, bro. What are
It's
you
like
talking
how-
about?
It's like how Kissinger's obituary writer died before Kissinger.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
because
God,
we've had it in the can for so long.
I mean, I know the American healthcare system is terrible, but like in the sense that it's it's equality. But like if you can afford the good stuff, like they can keep you going well past your due date.
And someone like Mitch McConnell can definitely afford like the fucking like Ra's al Ghul Batman fucking immortality pit. I forget what it's called. The Lazarus pit.
It's all the adrenochrome that keeps them going, of course, as we know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've already used up all my "he was a terrible person, no one's going to miss him" jokes on Lindsey Graham, so I have nothing left for Mitch McConnell, I'm afraid.
It's all right.
Well, it's lucky that he's not dead yet, George. He's clearly very much alive.
This is great, really, because he's filibustering his own death. We get 2 bites of the apple here, so I can think up some jokes for next week for when he is in fact announced to be dead.
Next year, you mean?
Yeah, Mitch McConnell is probably dead jokes are going to be evergreen for the immediate future.
Yeah, he's going to run and win and then get declared dead on December 1st.
And we are recording on the 12th of July here.
Are you time-stamping it? Because you're pretty sure he's going to be announced dead any moment now.
I am. I'm time-stamping it. But I also just...
Just so the commenters don't get mad, time of recording is 8:49 p.m.
East Australian time. I do also want to mention the fact is that...
Did you just call time of death for Mitch McConnell?
No. The Strait is closed at this current time. It may be open.
They started bombing. As we said last week, it's an evergreen statement that the US bombed Iran whenever when we
pull out the same article we read 3 weeks ago.
I think he does it on purpose on the weekends because the market's closed. Is that too fucking conspiracy brain of me?
I don't know, so he can so Trump can get like the dopamine hit of
he gets his jollies out.
Dictator,
he gets to bomb Iran, and then things can settle by the time the markets open again on Monday. I don't know, because it seems like every time we record a show, breaking news: Donald Trump's bombed something in Iran.
The Strait might be closed. The
Saturday
Strait's
night?
open. The Strait's closed. Schrodinger's Strait. It's both open and closed at the stream time.
At the stream time.
This is operating at a quantum level. It is both until observed, and just you gotta.
And we can joke about it, but it's actually terrifying and disturbing.
It's
and
bad.
I think it's going to get. I feel like this memorandum of understanding may as well have been
misunderstood.
I thought, well, yes. I feel there's not a lot of understanding.
Memorandum of misunderstanding, if you will.
I think it's going to escalate and get worse.
Yeah, no, it's bad, and I'm sure cover it next week when there's a fresh round of bombings right after the markets close. But till next week. Speaking of being in a quantum state of being there and not being there, we have Nigel Farage, who is now no longer the member for Clacton-on-Sea because he has resigned, and he is now running in a by-election to be a member for Clacton-on-Sea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
So break this down for us.
Yeah.
I can't. I read this. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I think I get it somewhat. Like as I've said it, I think I've said it nearly every episode the past couple of weeks. The British politics is seeming so unserious right now.
It's just fucking nuts at the moment.
It's bonkers.
Zeteo UK launched the other like 2 weeks ago. This is Mehdi Hassan's independent news outlet. They started in the US. He's a UK journalist and moved over to the US and did a big stint at Al Jazeera and MSNBC and things like that. And he's gone and started his own network called Zeteo, which is great. They do a lot of great reporting on Gaza and stuff. And just in the last couple of weeks, they've launched Zeteo UK. And really, Mehdi, you could not have picked a better time because you had Andy Burnham's by-election, you had Keir Starmer resigning, and all this dog shit with Nigel Farage. I think Mehdi's behind it all pulling the strings. I mean, I have to think that there's got to be some sort of organizational principle.
There's a correlation there. We're not sure of the causation.
It's a great time to be in UK politics news right now.
So what's going on is that for a while now, Nigel Farage has kind of been getting he's been copping a lot of flack, and there's been a lot of pressure on him
because of the corruption and the millions of pounds. Fucking where?
That he received a lot of he received like a lump sum of money from a convicted described as a convicted fraudster named George Cottrell,
otherwise known as Posh George.
Oh, is this George's flexo over in the UK? Does he have like the little goatee and he's like your alternate?
Yeah, he's evil me.
Yeah,
He's just me with a goatee. Yeah.
He's you from that Star Trek universe where they all have clones.
Yes. So
so he
Posh
got
George,
this money from him.
Yeah,
right. And
£5 million.
yeah,
No,
like
this
5
is
million.
different
pounds.
person.
Oh, different
There's two different-
billionaire who gave him a bunch of money.
different
Sorry, I'm getting my
billionaires.
wires crossed.
But yeah, because that's right. He failed to declare the £5 million from a British Thai political donor.
Christopher Harborn is that
Yes,
person's name.
Christopher Harborn. Yes, that's the one. But he'd also
Was that the crypto guy? Was that
Yes,
a different guy?
that's the
yes,
crypto
so that's
guy.
the crypto
Crypto-
stuff.
yeah, crypto
And
billionaire.
then he's also like received benefits from this guy, like convicted fraudster. Anyway, so there's just been lots of pressure on him just being like, you're getting money from some sketchy people, and his story around why he received the money going from donations to gifts to all these sorts of things has
To
just
being
been
a reward
woefully
for-
inconsistent.
Yeah, reward for Brexit. Oh, actually, it's for my personal security. Actually, I can
Yeah.
spend it on whatever I want.
All this sort of stuff going all over the place. And so Nigel's response to this now has been, well, I think I'll just let the people decide. Like, I'll be tried by the people. And
Are
doing
you
that
not
by
entertained?
resigning to then contest the seat again, because if he gets elected back in, he'll see that as being vindicated for everything he's done, right? Then they're like, no, I'm off the hook because they elected me back in.
It's an annoyingly
It's a hell of a
canny
gamble.
move from the world's worst person.
It's
So
a hell of a gamble.
it's
He's
a
also
gamble.
going to hit the taxpayer to
Yes.
fund that election. And the,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
like, the thing is, he is being investigated by the Parliamentary Standards Commissioner.
Yeah.
So I guess the thinking is that if he is no longer a member of Parliament, that they'll just
They can't
let
investigate
it
him.
go.
Well, they can't investigate him if he's not a member of Parliament. But the thing with running to become a member of Parliament again is if you are successful in that endeavor, they will simply restart the
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah, does
So-
he think this is like double jeopardy rules?
But
Like,
what if
you
he
can't-
declares
you can't
it?
charge me for the same crime twice? or
Yeah.
something? Like,
He's
What if
actually
he
Judd.
what if he declares it? Because he could run again and then make the because the fact is he didn't declare it, and that's the issue. But if he ran again and then declared it,
I think you're like you're galaxy braining this too much.
yeah.
He did things which are against the rules for an MP to do. And if he becomes an MP again, they will simply resume the investigation for him having done those things because he didn't disclose it when he should have done so.
And it's also like you can't for any other crime be like, well, but I'm not murdering them now. I was murdering them then. But since you're not investigating me
But I've
during
declared
me
it."
murdering them,
Yeah.
you can't. Can't touch
It's,
me.
it's not dual
Like,
citizenship. You can't just go takesies backsies and have another election and
Takesies,
it'll be
backsies.
fine.
But the thing that infuriates me the most about this, aside from the circusness of it all,
yeah.
is that at least, as last I checked, unless they've done, like, what are we at 8:56 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the 12th of July.
I should check in and see how Mitch McConnell's doing.
Yeah, unless there's another change happening here, like the Labour Party being in government, like the Tories, the Greens, the Liberal Democrats, all the other parties are kind of being like, we're not going to run anybody.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, this is a
circus,
farce,
and we're not going to waste
because
taxpayer money on this.
We're not going to waste taxpayer money on this because he's just he'll just get back in. But like, yeah, but also he's guaranteed to get back in if you don't contest him. You could at least fucking try, given this election has to happen anyway. It frustrates me that
interesting-
they're not even
yeah.
gonna like try to unseat him. Like,
that's what
he's
he
just
wants,
rolling
I
over and
think.
letting him take it.
No,
And this is what they've sort of
Yeah.
gamed out or it's what he's gamed out is that if they run against him, he can then use that as see the establishment are trying to undermine me and
Yeah.
you
And that's
know,
been his talk track the whole time. Is
and
like,
so it'll just play into his narrative, right?
Yes. It's a no-win scenario for the other
Yeah.
parties because if they
clever.
earnestly try to compete for this seat, then then it's like, oh well, now it's about the horse race. It's not about his corruption. It's
Yeah.
about who's ahead. 3 points in the fuckety poll. Like it just becomes about reporting out
Legitimizes it.
an election and it legitimizes it. Whereas I reckon they've all gotten on the phone to each other, all the major party leaders, and they've just gone, "Fuck this guy," right? Okay. Hear me out on this. We all don't contest it. Gentlemen's agreement. I don't contest it. You don't contest it. Let this fucking asshole flap in the wind. Are we
Put
good?
Count Binface in there. Let's go.
Well, that's
Count
the thing.
Binface
He
is the guy. Is the only
contesting.
other guy running.
Oh, really?
That's the thing. Count Binface is running because I don't know.
I thought
it
he was a
seems to be like-
lord. Is he Count Binface?
well, no, he was Lord Buckethead, and I believe he's now Count Binface.
Which one's higher? Is Count higher than a lord?
I'm
I think
not
so,
sure.
right?
Lord's higher.
Where does a duke fit into this?
Well,
I'm not
Duke-
up
that's
to
like-
date.
Duke is like royal family, like all that sort of stuff. Anyway, but no, I think I don't know. I disagree slightly in that like there's no sort of win there because if you've been putting this pressure on this guy to be like you're corrupt and should resign, you are effectively saying you shouldn't be an MP or in British Parliament or representing those people. And the next thought there is,
Yeah, but then you
so
don't
who
get to-
should be representing those people. Someone from our party.
But then
is
you
what they
don't
should
get to
all be
turn around and
thinking.
fucking run again for the by-election. The whole thing is a circus. Nigel Farage has one narrative focus for Nigel Farage's life, and that's
Yeah.
Nigel fucking Farage.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you allow him to run again, you're just playing into this narrative where he just soaks up all the oxygen in the room. It's that, sloppy Steve Bannon thing of, fire hose of shit.
Fire hose of shit. I mean,
Right?
I guess so. But on the other hand, to me, it just looks like they're being like, well, no, we can't influence like this. We can't do better for this constituency.
I mean,
Take
they
it.
could.
Like,
they
yeah,
could
you're all a
run-
bunch of fucking
No,
reformer
it's-
cunts. Fuck
I think
yous.
it's the right move. It shows that we're not playing along with this fucking dog and pony show, right? And I
They
think
haven't got compulsory voting either, right?
No.
So it's like they would have to.
there's also no
encourage voters to
guarantee
turn out.
that another party would win, because by all
but
accounts,
there's a
pretty-
guarantee another party won't win if you don't try.
Yes, but it's more devastating for the Labour Party or for the Tories to run someone against obviously corrupt Nigel fucking Farage and then lose, because then that further legitimizes him.
What they could do, which would be like you could run an independent and try, and then you could use the major parties. They could back channel money through to like fund the independence
That
movement
sounds
against
like
him.
fraud.
Is that how that works?
election
sounds
fraud?
like some backroom fucking smoke-filled room shit
Yeah.
you're trying to cook up there, Adam.
I don't know if you're allowed to.
Maybe
be
you're
a
not allowed to
major
do that.
party.
Adam's
and
like, we
run
just
a
AstroTurf.
independent- Yeah.
Everyone else is
Secretly-
doing it.
We just asked for a chair for
If
fucking
Advance
political
Australia
movement.
Can do it here. Why
We'll-
can't we do it over
We'll
there?
get the Russian bots in. No. Hear me out on this, guys. No, I think this is the move. Is just let the asshole flap in the wind. Because there's no way that this looks good for him if he's only running against Count Binface. The only real danger is, what if Count Binface actually wins
Well,
in
I think-
a two-person race, which
That
is
would
now
be excellent because
a
his
protest
policies are
vote.
wonderful.
Yeah.
His
Does that mean he has
policies
to-
are great.
Does that mean the actor has to keep that up? Like
I guess.
that character up for like four
Isn't that
years
an
if he gets
episode of
elected?
Black Mirror where it's like some comedy cartoon like character
Guy
gets
gets
elected
elected.
as an MP and then like he has to play the
George,
character of this
George,
cartoon
I think
character?
that's a very offensive way to characterize the great country of Ukraine.
Yes.
Is that what is that?
Zelensky was a
Zelensky
comedian.
was formerly a comedic actor in a
Oh, I
TV
see.
show.
You were
He played the
saying that I
president
was
of
taking a
Ukraine.
swipe at Vladimir
Like-
Zelensky. That's
yeah,
funny.
Yeah,
No, it was
because
an
he
episode of Black
comedian
Mirror.
who has been elected.
Yeah, no,
as
I got
leader
it.
of a
Yep.
thing. Thank you. No, but like Count Binface, they should vote Count Binface in because, like, you know, with just like surface level stuff, looking at his policies, he's said that he wants to mandate that 99 flake like ice creamy things are 99 pence. Like, just make that a rule, and he wants to nationalize Adele.
What
Both
does
things,
that
I
mean?
reckon. I don't know, but you know what? Let's just give it a try. It's better than anything Nigel Farage is offering.
I mean, if they can do it with the Falklands, they can do it with Adele, I suppose. Just hardly likely to be able to put up much of a defense against a submarine. So, do we think this gambit is going to work out for Fuckface Farage? What do we think?
Well, if he's
I don't
running
know, I mean-
effectively unopposed, yeah, he'll get back in, and we'll just be back where we are. That's my
I did
point.
find
that we
the
should
s-
try and
did
stop
find
him.
the stat that he had unsuccessfully run for a lower house seat
Oh, he's been
7
running
times.
Yeah, several
Yes.
times.
He only
yeah.
won in 2024, and obviously his polling's very good at the moment.
Well, he's odds-on favourite
But
to be the
it's-
next prime minister. He's the least unpopular sort of figure it's Andy Burnham is the least unpopular figure in British politics. But if you look at all the sort of where people think things are going to go, they think things are going to trend towards Reform and Farage. So he's still the sort of odds-on favourite to be the next Prime Minister of the UK, even if Andy Burnham has a sky-high approval rating of 36%, the most popular figure in British politics, 36%.
Huge. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I suspect... Will it get rid of the corruption noise? Probably
I think it's not about it getting rid of it's about changing the narrative. What's that Frank Underwood quote? If you don't like the way the chess set is laid...
If you don't like the way the table's set, turn over the table.
It's exactly out of the Trump playbook. It's all bluster. It's all big gambles. It's all, change the name of the game. I don't think I actually don't... For Nigel Farage being such a fucking idiot, he's actually not a dumb guy. Like, he is a very canny... In the way that Donald Trump has a kind of reptilian sense of where the far right shitheads are. He sort of
Nigel
gets
Farage
politics,
has a working
right?
brain.
Yeah.
Like, he's a fucking idiot, but he has a working brain.
Yeah.
Unlike Donald Trump.
I mean, I do think the UK media is different to that here in Australia as well as the US to some extent. UK media love a scandal, man. They won't let shit go. They will not. The press in the UK, the paparazzi, the whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They don't let shit go, man.
Just ask Princess Diana. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if he pulls this off, let's say he does this thing and it gets back in, whatever. I feel like this will sort of dog him unless he properly addresses it. But I guess it's a question of whether or not the investigation gets restarted, right?
I think it's really been a matter of, for 20, 30 years, he's been treated as this kind of like, oh, just bloke down at the pub with me, with me fag and me beer, and I'm just a commentator. And the UK press, just like the American press, has always treated Farage with a certain degree of kind of like the same way that the Australian press here treats Hanson, with kind of like wide-eyed bemusement of like, oh my goodness, could you believe he's saying these things? What a naughty boy. But then as soon as you become an MP, and as soon as real, sort of donation scandals and corruption and real journalism happens and real questions start to be asked, all of a sudden, it's much less cute to be, a figure on the sidelines, sort of poking fun at the establishment. It's like, well, if you really are going to be the next Prime Minister of the UK, you actually deserve some real serious scrutiny. And he does not hold up under that scrutiny because he's a corrupt fuckbag. So... and you're starting to see this with figures elsewhere on the far right as they get closer and closer to power. People realize how stunningly inept they actually are, and the journalism finally starts to kick in, and people start regarding them with some degree of scrutiny. Now, will it be enough to stop him from becoming the Prime Minister? I don't know. Is Andy Burnham talented enough? Is he good enough of a communicator to bring Labor back from the brink? I'm not sure. He certainly seems to be able to, waggle his chin a bit better than...
the new Prime Minister yet, right?
No,
I love how
not-
everyone's talking
not
about
yet.
it.
No, not yet.
It's not official, though.
It's underway.
The UK media has moved on from that, and they're speculating about who's going to be in Andy Burnham's cabinet. Like, they've moved past... They've already accepted it as a fait accompli that Andy Burnham is going to be the next Prime Minister, right? So that's not really in doubt anymore. It's more about what happens next, right? So he's running essentially unopposed in the leadership election. It's going to be more or less a coronation for Andy Burnham, from what I understand, which worked out great with Kamala Harris, no notes. But I don't know that... I think even in our broken media environment, as someone like this actually gets closer to the reins of power, meaning Nigel Farage, I think even our and the UK's atrophied media landscape, like, something starts to kick in where real scrutiny starts getting applied to these people. And the fact is, these far-right goons won't stand up to it. So maybe they don't actually get into power. I hope not.
That's a couple
It's
of years away.
Still a definite possibility. Yeah, exactly. As you say, there's 2 years between now and the next election. There's a lot of things that could change.
You might have to maybe
Several prime ministers.
it is separate. Yes,
We're at least 3 prime ministers away from the next election.
Yeah.
Of course,
They
Nigel
might give Liz
Farage-
Truss another Raz. Never know. Keep her in for another 42 days.
pork markets. Nigel Farage.
Pork markets.
Nigel Farage is, of course, the former one of the former members of the European Parliament. I don't know how we got elected to that post, but anyway.
As someone who famously hates Brussels.
Yes, yeah. Was the member, like, benefited from the payroll of being on the European Parliament and then decided to leave or advocated for the leaving of it in 20. Yeah.
Benefits of being. This is exactly what he's doing now. Benefits from being a member of Parliament and also is ruining the UK, which he obviously hates. So it's kind of his MO by the sounds of it. But speaking of the EU, which Nigel Farage loves, the EU has said that addictive features on Instagram and Facebook do in fact breach its rules. The European Union has accused the parent company of Instagram and Facebook of designing both platforms to be quote-unquote addictive, to which George said, no shit, warning that it could face hefty fines if it continues to breach the bloc's tech rules. On Friday, the European Commission published preliminary findings of its... No rush, guys. Preliminary findings of its 2-year-long investigation into Meta, saying that the company was in breach of the bloc's Digital Services Act. It called on Meta to implement several design changes to curb compulsive use, to which Mark Zuckerberg said, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's what the product is addicting young people and harvesting their attention for dollars. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I honestly don't know how they expect them to kind of change their app, because it's that's the point. We want people using it. You want us to make people use it less?
They've called it out 2 specific features. So one is the infinite scroll. So like you can just keep scrolling forever and they'll just keep throwing
New
things at
content
you.
keeps getting populated, yeah.
The other thing is auto playing of videos. So you scroll down and a reel just plays. You don't have to select it. You can turn it off manually, I believe, but by default it is on. And
you can also put filters on your cigarettes, but
I believe there's also questions around the sort of, they're trying to stop the concept of like suggesting things to users that aren't sort of part of their direct feed.
So Facebook becomes what? Just 2 people talking in a room? Like what? It just becomes real life?
That's what it used to be, man. It was
That's
like
what you're describing.
It used to
just
be
whatever you were following, yeah.
It used to be you have friends and your friends post stuff and then you get their updates.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
and the reason they made all these
friends.
changes is because people stopped using it.
They were like,
So they
the
had to
uptake was the growth curve. Like,
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, I've looked at all my friends' stuff," and then they stopped. They're like,
And
well,
then
how
they're
do we
like,
keep
I guess I
going?"
better go home and talk to her. I better look up and speak with my family and engage in life now. And they're like, no. The shareholders say that we need to grow 3% quarter on quarter every quarter. So infinite scroll and the like button. And here's something that'll make you pissed off. We're going to autoplay it. This is what social media is. To a certain degree, like, and I'm all for banning. Like, let's ban it all. Fuck them. Like, let's fucking go. I'm all for banning all of it. But yeah, it does seem funny to be like, yeah, these things that your product is don't comport with our, with our rules.
also,
So you're gonna have to
same
alter the
thing with-
product. It's like, well, yeah,
That's
okay.
all social media now. So
That's all of
social
all social media.
has adapted
Yeah.
to this model. YouTube's the same. TikTok is the same.
Yeah, we saw, when Snapchat came in and that was a big deal and stories were a thing. Well, Instagram was like, great, now we have stories as well. When TikTok really started kicking off and the vertical video and you scroll and you just get a feed of different videos that are auto-populated and all that sort of stuff. Or Instagram's like, oh, we've got Reels. And that's exactly the exact same thing. So it's it's a process of constantly finding out whatever the most fucking addictive latest social media trend is and either buying it or incorporating it, stealing its features. That's what Meta does, right?
Video content is now like for the longest time it was like, if you're going to do a video, it's got to be in widescreen because that's the cinematographic, like cinema, that's
16 by 9,
Landscape.
baby. You got to go
Now it's-
ProRes.
Now it's like, if your video is not in 4:3 or whatever, what's that?
9 by
portrait?
16. It's just the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to get, people aren't going to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not filling that whole screen with that juicy images that are auto playing as you scroll down.
The whole reason we use Riverside, the reason you, the listener, you there, yes, you, no, not you, yes, you. The reason you're seeing us right now is because we're in vertical video. That's the whole reason you're seeing us, right? Because we're going into the algorithm and we're going to fire up some fucking neurotransmitters. You're going to fucking click on something and you're going to fucking buy some Colgate, okay? That's the whole reason you're seeing this.
Yeah, I don't. Look, the European Union has always had very progressive privacy and digital, legislative frameworks, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, the GDPR is famously a European invention, right? Which is all about how companies handle and store and deal with and deprecate your digital data, right?
Yeah.
But I think at this point, I know we thought Australia banning,
social media for
under
teenagers,
16s.
kind of, sorta.
Yeah, we thought that would be kind of crazy and they wouldn't get that done, and they've sort of done it. Now they've done it for porn sites as well, and
I do need the porn sites back. I don't know. We're gonna,
please
they're not
bring it
accepting
back.
registrations. I'm kind of caught in a bit of a pickle, so you're gonna help me out here. So,
But I don't know how they would do this. I don't know.
I remember this now explains. It only just came to me now because I didn't think of it when reading the article. But I remember having a feature in Instagram recently that since went away, but where the scroll feed of going through pictures. I don't scroll through the reels really, but just through the picture feed stopped and was like, "You've scrolled past 5 things. Do you want to stop, maybe? Think about stopping? Or do you want me to load more?" And I had to prompt it to load more. But the thing is, it did it I'd been on Instagram for 3 seconds. Went, you've done a lot of scrolling. I'm like, I literally haven't. So it was very broken. But that was clearly something that they were fucking with
trying to build and
try and
test to
curb
see,
this sort of stuff. I don't know what it is with them and building all these, that just features that no one wants or bad ways to to comply with these sorts of rules. I don't know if you two kept up with the I don't think it rolled out in Australia, but it did in America for a bit. The make AI generated images of any Instagram user based on their public pictures feature that they rolled out.
Why the fuck? Why
You
are
had
you
to
doing
opt
this?
out of it if you had a public profile.
Stop.
And then the backlash was so huge they've gotten rid of it. And I'm like, who thought that was a good... How many meetings did that have to go through for someone to be like, this is a great idea? People, who asked for that?
Fun. It's
Classic-
fun,
it's just
Tom.
a
Who asked for
classic
this?
example.
Fun. We're all just playing.
I cannot
Developing
think
connection.
of a good reason to have that.
Yeah.
The
What
only
is a
reason I
no-
can think is I want to make fucked images of someone's who I publicly see on Instagram. There is no wholesome reason for me to be able to go make me an image of me and at whoever on a park bench.
Yeah.
No one is doing that. It's all gonna be revenge porn.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah. No, the metaverse is definitely going to be huge. Trust me. That's why we renamed the company. I just,
Remember that? They renamed the company for something that just did not happen.
it's at least they didn't go in, after the NFT thing, which sort of collapsed. They were sort of doing their own. Oh, Facebook's going to do its own Libra coin, it's going to be cryptocurrency. They do seem to go big in on whatever the latest trend is, and sometimes it hits and sometimes it very much does not. But it is interesting to me that. Yeah, to your point earlier, Tom, about sort of getting weird little updates and things like that. I mean, Facebook is notorious for doing this sort of shit, rolling different features out across different geographies and A/B testing them and things like that. There was that thing about you can't, for a while, I don't know if it's still there, if it's gone, about not seeing the number of likes on an Instagram post.
Yeah,
was rolled out specifically to Australia first to see how we would sort of deal with it, and then they were sort of go back and pull it into the US. So they've got a history of sort of doing this, and of course, from a dev perspective, you can see how they would have different versions of the same software in different environments, different geographies and things like that. It would not be impossible to implement, but as we said, it's going to severely limit the usability of the
The
product, and people's-
profitability of the app
and the
for
profitability
them in that
and,
region.
and their
Yeah,
growth and
so-
all this sort of stuff. The reason they build all these addiction features in is to make them sticky. It's all about user adoption, monthly
Yeah.
active user stickiness, and Facebook in
and
particular
seeing the ads.
has a real problem with growth and growing their user base, and the people that are on there don't really use it that much unless you're a boomer looking at AI Jesus.
It's still the largest social media platform on the planet, but yeah, its growth
Yes,
has
but-
curbed over the last X amount of years.
and the
right?
number
Yeah.
must go up. So the only way that you can get more growth is to get people
Maybe-
to
maybe
stick around on the
capitalism-
service longer.
Maybe, like there is a point in capitalism where you just can't grow anymore.
Where you've just
Like,
saturated the entire world, and you
yes.
physically can't
Like-
roll social media out to more people than there are.
maybe
Yeah.
this is it, right?
Can we
Like-
can we just give these people like a medal or something?
You
And then
won
they can just-
capitalism.
yeah, they can just
You did
stop.
it.
They get a
Um,
plaque, and you're like
Yeah,
maximum growth. You did it.
I think it was Ted Sarandos from Netflix who said our main competitor isn't other streaming services, it's sleep. And that should give you some idea of how
That's
these,
concerning.
how these big social media companies and streaming services, how they think of their consumers. It's like, well, if we can't grow because there physically are not enough people in the world with internet access to grow into, then we just need to get them to spend more time rage clicking on things within
Yeah.
the platform, right? So we need to tweak the algorithm. We need to tweak these features. Oh, this A/B test we ran meant that users that saw this particular enraging content spent 0.25% more time on the platform than the people who didn't. Okay, so we're going to prioritize that and deprioritize this, right? And that's why you had all those changes around, sort of news content, and like all of a sudden people weren't seeing stuff from their family and their friends and stuff anymore. They're seeing rage bait online and AI slop and all this sort of stuff, right? So it's
Like if I'm looking at, I still use Facebook, right? Let's just do a test. Here.
Why?
I'm gonna open up Facebook
for what reason?
and I'm going to refresh it, and I just find it's the app with the most utility. But if I scroll down, if I don't look at stories and I scroll down, I've got some weird post from a person called Maurice Johnson who I'd never heard. It's just a post about
Shut up,
a
Maurice.
picture of an old building. Then I've got an ad for a DMX cable. And then I have
A DMX
an
cable?
article. I don't know, something to do with some sort of cable. A article from Popular Mechanics. I have a model shooting a gun.
Honestly,
have
they've
another
got you
ad.
fucking. They've got
I
you
have
pegged,
another
bro.
ad
This all sounds
for,
like you.
Some sort of
Military
I don't know what
Sims?
That is no. It's like an article, like a health thing, a supplement. Some rage
You
baiting
do
thing
have a
about
go bag.
SPS. An article from Pulse Tasmania, and then another ad. So every three things I see is an ad. Every other post is either suggested. I've actually got no posts here from my network at all, and that might be because they're just not posting, right?
No, it's the dead internet theory, right? The idea that
Yeah.
no one's actually posting on half of this shit anyway. It's all bots posting on other bots' posts from bots.
So,
Like
Yeah.
It's just a feed of information. I'm opening up this app and I'm not looking at what it was when I first started using it, which was what are all my mates up to. It is now just a feed of information of the world.
what's
around
George doing today? Taking a shit.
me. Yeah, what's on your mind?
Yeah, remember that? What's on your mind? Yes.
Yeah. And now we know far too much about each other.
I'm gonna poke you.
The poking thing was super weird.
It's odd. I don't know. What,
It's
Yeah,
pretty weird.
I can't think of anything more millennial than poking people on Facebook.
I feel ashamed about some
and
of
us
the pokes.
thinking that was a good idea.
Some of the pokes that I made
So
in the
I-
past.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't see how they get away from that business model because that's literally the entire content feed. Is that
Is
business
to
model?
saturate people's attention with dross and then feed them fucking
Yeah.
ads about Colgate. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
Which is probably why
But you know what? At least it's costing us everything, so it's worth it.
Which is probably why certain discussions in the public discourse blow up and become more prevalent than others, perhaps. Particularly, one of those discussions is around anti-Semitism in Australia, which there are good reasons for that. There's obviously the whole thing in Bondi,
Good reasons for anti-Semitism in Australia. Did I hear that?
No,
That's what I heard.
No.
Adam Dream
What?
2026.
No, but there are sometimes
Shit,
there are
Adam,
public
I'm getting
discussions.
notifications. You just got cancelled,
Damn
mate.
it. Again, sometimes there are, there are reasons for discussions and that occupy the public discourse for a certain period of time that are well founded. This is one of them. There is a royal commission, I believe, now into anti-Semitism, right? But even so, given everything that's happening in the Middle East, this has been something that where the influence has not been as perhaps black and white as you might otherwise have it. The facts are loose and there's a lot of opinion, which is interesting because one of the things that has been talked about over the last week in the Royal Commission is around media bias in the portrayal of that conflict. Now, George, you've been doing some research on this and you have some opinions and some facts or some information you would like to throw at us.
Okay. I'm just putting this out there. I'm thinking I probably should not put any clips from this portion of the show into our clip feed because